Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you?
No.
Okay.
No, I said no. Stop it.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
In your head, lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Welcome, everyone, or welcome back, or welcome for the first time.
I'm going to interrupt him.
Interrupt. We are back again. We are Soul of a Gamer. I am Scott Nell.
And I'm Steve McGee.
And every week we play a game and we tell you about it, and we don't do a good job.
Yes.
So
we go on random rants and it's just two random guy reviews.
Yeah. And last week we did, what did we do last week? We did,
last week was...
Man, why am I always blanking on the last week?
We are terrible about this.
Last week.
What was last
Oh,
week?
man. All right. Well, we'll get that eventually. But for this week, we're doing...
It was super hot.
It's super hot. Jen, be quiet. You're not allowed to talk.
Yeah, woman, know your place.
No, whoa.
That was rude.
All right. So last week's game, we hope you enjoyed it. It was super hot. And that one was a fun one. I think we had a very glowing review of that one, actually.
We did.
This week's game is It Takes Two. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought it was dose, but apparently it's
No,
two.
we're not.
Dose is French.
We're not cultured enough.
French for Asians, I think.
Yeah, sure.
think
It's
so.
French for Asian.
I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this week's game is It Takes Two. This was a fun one. This is a game you have to play together.
This is a forced co-op game, and
Yeah.
you can play it either local co-op or online co-op. And if only one person actually has to have a copy of the game, they have this new inventive thing with a friend pass, where a friend can download a friend version of the game where they don't actually own the game.
Yeah, but it's cool. If you download that and you buy it, you have the full game already. Like, that's really cool, too. So we'll get right into this. We'll go to...
What's on the box?
What is on the box?
So on the box, do you want to read this one or do you want me to read this one?
I guess it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
This is very plain. This is not like an exciting box whatsoever.
No.
There's no like colorful commentary. Play 27 amazing characters while
Right.
you pull the intestines out of somebody's asshole. There's nothing like that. But it's just, it's plain. Invite a friend to join for free with Friend Pass and experience a thrilling adventure built purely for two. Choose from couch or online co-op. Why did they say choose from couch or online co-op?
Because that's the two versions of co-op. That's what they're called.
I get it, but like they should have just been local or online, not choose from the couch or online co-op.
It's just the stupid lingo.
I know.
Yeah.
With split screen play and face ever-changing challenges where working together is the only way forward. We found that's
Collaboration.
Yeah, we found that was bullshit. We did everything by ourselves. Gleefully disruptive gameplay. Again, just colorful, just this terrible way to write your back of the box. But gleefully disruptive gameplay from rampaging vacuum cleaners to suave love gurus. With it takes two.
With it takes two. You never know what you're against next. I don't like that. Should have said, Why are you judging this
I don't
so
like
hard?
I feel like they could have done a better job.
I feel like it says exactly what it is.
Oh, sure. If you want to go with exact, like I like the James Bond where it's like, take control of handsome, sexy James Bond. Like, I like when they put in stuff like that, when they're like trying to be all fancy with the word, choose from the couch option or the online option. We don't say local here.
Well, and this isn't actually really the back of the box either. This is what the Amazon description is. This is what I assume is
on the back of the box. This is It Takes Two uses smart delivery technology. I don't know what the fuck that means. Buy the game once and play it on either Xbox One or Xbox Series X. Not really a slash.
S.
It's not really a slash.
X and S is what they're saying.
Yeah.
And you skipped a line. Discover a touching and
I
heartfelt
skipped it on
story of
purpose
the
'cause it
challenges and
sucks.
getting along. Help Cody and May learn how to overcome their differences.
Who's Cody and May?
Cody and May are their two main characters.
No.
Yes.
It was Twat and Shitbag, I believe, were the names.
Well, you called him fat fuck a lot.
Yeah, fat fuck.
And she was bitchy.
She is bitchy. She's very bitchy. All right, well, that's pretty much the back of the box. I'm going to give that back of the box 1 out of 10.
I like this back of the box, actually. It describes it really well. It describes kind of what you're getting into. You are going against rampaging vacuum cleaners and suave love gurus.
You never go against a love guru.
Well, you don't go against him, but he's in the game.
He's in the game. All right, this bag of the box sucks. Where are we going?
Are we jamming?
Are we jamming?
I say yes.
Yeah, you know, this game, and you know, when we go to Are We Jammin', we're not just talking about music, we're talking about dialogue as well. The dialogue in this game was on point. The voices were sexy. Like, May's voice was really sexy. I'll give her that.
She did have a really nice voice. Really amazing English accent.
Yeah. Very proper English.
Yes, proper English accent.
And then Cody was an American fat slob. Like, very typical.
He was a stay-at-home dad.
He was a fat piece of shit. Who wanted to make his daughter cry. So there you go.
It was both their idea to make their daughter cry.
I think it was his idea first, actually.
But we'll get into that later. But seriously, the dialogue for this game is pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of May saying really shitty things to Cody, and Cody saying, "Come on, May, what are you mean to me all the time?
Pretty much.
You're never home."
It really does a good dynamic of actual married couple fighting over years and years and really on the verge of divorce, and it really shows the inadequacies that they have with each other.
Yeah,
and really shows all the things that they don't like with each other, and it does a really good job of the dialogue of really building their relationship as the game keeps going, as they keep working together, as they're finding their passion with each other again.
Yeah, we don't have to get into all of this. We got the dialogue part. Let's talk about some music. Now, the music is actually really good in this game. I did like the background. Some of the levels are really cool. One of them is like a rock level where you're listening to a lot of different kinds of music going through. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I'll say about the music is they have a point where you have to sing a song as May. Mm-hmm. But they could have done better. They could have wrote a song for this.
Yeah, I wish they would have actually wrote a song for that.
Or did a cover of a song. Something like, because what she did was really lame and lasted 2 seconds for 2 hours of work.
Yeah, and we'll get to that more of the story, because that's the end part of the story.
Because they could have totally pushed that song into the end credits.
Yeah, they really could have.
They decided not to write a song for
There's this really cool segment where you actually have to use a drum machine, like drum loop machines, and you can actually like make a song.
Yeah, which is really cool.
And then you actually listen to that song the rest of the level.
Yeah, and they could have done that for the song. For
that's
singing,
true too.
Or they could have put that at the end or something. I don't know. They had a lot of options that they didn't go with, which is the only problem I found with the leveling and the sound of the game is just like, okay, you could have wrote a song.
Yeah, that entire music level was really cool because all the sound effects, like every time you jump on a drum, it sounds like a drum. We didn't like that there wasn't a lot of variants of the different drum types. All the drums sounded pretty similar.
Yep. Well, every drum was a snare.
Yeah.
Every single, the toms were a snare. The bass drum was a snare. They were all snares. They were like, we got one sound. Just go. How much is it going to cost? $20,000. All right, do one drum sound. Too much money.
Yeah, seriously though, the sounds on all this, all the voice acting from all the characters, like even like one of our favorite sections we'll talk about when we get to the story, but the dialogue for it and the sound of the elephant and everything that happens with the elephant is just tragically amazing.
Yes. But they did a great job on the music in the background. Like, there's nothing really to say that's bad about this. Like, it's all really good.
Yes.
Like, we had a really good time playing through, and there's no point in the game where I stopped and said, what the fuck is this music we're listening to? Literally, no point.
No, literally, we had nothing to really complain about. The only complaint I remember us ever saying throughout the entire game was the song at the end. We wish she actually sang a song.
Yeah.
And then we wish that the drums made different sounds.
Yeah.
That's literally the two things we had the entire game.
Yeah, and those weren't big deals. But just a song at the end. Pull a portal and put your own song in there.
Exactly.
Might as well. I mean, it doesn't take long to write a song. You can hire someone for that. And she has a pretty good voice. So I feel like it was heavily, you could tell, there's a lot of effects. Also, they might want to be careful. I think Disney's going to be coming after them with a lawsuit.
Oh.
Because they totally, during that whole level, you're singing, and the song is literally from Frozen.
Sounds like Into the Unknown.
Yeah.
The first,
Yeah, literally, that's what it is the entire way through, and you're like, okay, where's Disney? I hope Disney owns this company.
I don't think you can copyright.
You definitely can.
No, it's less than 7 seconds.
Oh, well, still, you definitely can. All right, so now we're going to...
How does it play?
How does it play?
Fucking spectacularly.
Yeah.
Like, the platforming is a little challenging sometimes.
No.
Well, for me.
No.
If you're not used to
if you're
platforming...
gonna complain about the platforming, that's just on you, buddy. It was fine.
the platforming, if you're not used to platforming, it's a little, like, I'm not the greatest at platformers. I'm not going to deny that at all. And when you guys see some gameplay for this, which I'll post,
It was my favorite because I'd just be sitting there waiting for him to get through this platforming part. I'm like, it's been like 2 minutes. Where you at, buddy?
I've died 5 times. Just leave me alone.
Yeah. This game's really cool. This has a similar to Attack and the Power of Juju mechanic where if you die, you don't just lose progress and you go back to the stupid save point. You have to go through all again. You just go back where you fell off.
Yeah,
and I thought
much.
that was really cool.
And it has an awesome, like, each level has different game mechanics and different things you're doing. So, like, there's a level where it's almost Diablo style, where you're using magic and abilities. And,
they went pretty haywire on all the games they sampled from for this.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really cool.
like, seriously, each mission was a different game type that you were playing, basically.
Yeah.
Where there was some that were all, like, sports. There was some that was all music related, kind of like Guitar Hero kind of stuff. There was like the ones like Diablo, like we were saying. There was ones where it's all puzzles.
Yeah, and it was really cool because you got different powers for each one. Each one of you would get a different thing you had to do, and you had to do stuff together with those things.
Exactly.
So on one level, you got a nail and a hammer. The nail was like Thor's hammer. You throw it in and come back to you or whatever. The hammer you could just destroy things with, but you couldn't use them separately.
Yep.
Like, the point was to use them together. So that was really cool, and that was every level. Same with the one person got like a wizard robe, and one person got a sword in the Diablo thing.
Yep.
And you had to use those powers together. One of you would have to ice something, and the other one would have to blow it up with fire. And
Or one you would have to teleport somewhere, and the other one would have to dash over gaps.
So it was very cool and interesting in that regard, that where it gave you different options, and you can go back and play again as the opposite person, which I thought was really cool too. So how does it play? It plays really well. The jumping's really smooth. I mean, there's like no point where I was like, man, this is laggy as shit.
We didn't have any lag, any glitches. Like this game, I didn't have any bugs that I saw.
Yeah,
like,
I was May, by the way. Wait, that one.
He was May, and I was Cody.
Cody. And I like nonstop. If you're listening on Spotify, go look at the picture of them. Like, when you go into the actual game, you start out as the regular people, and they look normal. They're thin, they're normal. And then Cody's fucking doll that the little girl made, his daughter made, is fat as shit. And you're like, why you see me like that? Leave me alone.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot more round, and because he's made out of clay, and I wonder if it was just because he's made out of clay, but you could have made him skinnier still.
It was a slight. The
And
daughter's
then,
a bitch.
May was made out of wood, so one's a wooden doll, one's a clay doll, and that actually goes into some of the story and stuff
Kind
too
of.
with it.
I don't float. When I was in water, I sunk. So I was like, this is bullshit.
Yes.
So little things like that. I mean, whatever. It's a fucking game where you're dolls. So what the hell are you gonna do?
No, and like seriously, like the imagination and stuff, the level of design of this game is superb, and some levels are trippy as hell. Like if you played like high as fuck, you would enjoy it so much.
We'll get into the levels in the story, but man, this game, the how does it play is just so fucking good. I can't express to you guys enough how fun it was to be on Rainbow Road in one of the levels.
God.
To have the nail and the hammer, to be a sorcerer, to be the sword wielder, to to ride the frogs. The frogs were really cool. Like
using the fidget spinners to fly around the level.
Yeah, the fidget spinners. You could fly on a
God.
level. Like the gameplay in this game was just so phenomenal. It was so much fun.
And since we already went over the dialogue, I'm going to go ahead and talk about one thing on the Rainbow Road.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny. So when we were on Rainbow Road, I was like, oh my God, this is exactly like Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road. And Cody's character was like, man, this looks really familiar.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's a me, Cody.
And we're like, well, they definitely didn't copy Rainbow Road for this.
No, not at all.
No
They didn't hide the fact that they were like kind of copying from games that we loved.
And then one thing we haven't talked about yet are mini games in this game.
Oh.
So there's a number of mini games you can play, which are really cool. Basically, you're at each other's during the game. You know, you're getting a divorce. We'll get in more of that into story, but you're getting a divorce and you hate each other pretty much. And so you have to play these mini games, and you're constantly competing, and that's really fucking cool. Because some of them are the racing one. There was a one where you had to shoot. You're in the tree. Remember, you have to shoot plungers, I think.
Oh, yeah. It was shooting plungers at targets that were going back and forth, and you had to make them go to the other side.
Yeah, and the more you made, the more points you got. And then other games, there was tons of games.
There was a chess mini game. There was a swing set. There was a slot car racing. You know, the old slot cars, we had to pull the trigger, but not too fast, or they fly off the track. There was a... Oh, what was there?
There was a bunch. There was so many, and all of them were fun. We didn't find them all.
No,
because
we
I didn't get the
didn't.
achievement for it, but we found a lot of them, and we had a lot of fun playing the mini games too. And that was just an extra part.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then there's like little secrets you can find. What did we find? We found from another game of theirs.
So yes, one of their other games. So the game that came out right before this one, a few years back, I think it came out in 2018, was A Way Out. It's where two guys break out of prison together, and it's another forced co-op game.
Yeah.
And both those characters on the Pillow Fort level, I actually found a little secret hiding spot. And if you went back there, they had the dolls of the two main characters, which it was really cool in that aspect because you press both their buttons and they actually interacted with each other. And it was the same voice actors who played them. And they were like wanting to fight each other still because of the way the game ended.
They're like, no, we're dolls.
Which, if you guys don't know, at the end of A Way Out, they had to fight each other. But one of the coolest thing is like they were still like wanting to fight each other, but they were dolls now, and they're like, "You can't come after me. You're a doll." And he's like, "I'll kill him." Fuck!
It was really funny. I'm sure there were more stuff we just never found, but that game, the gameplay is a lot of fun. Just based on if you take out all the story, the gameplay in this game is actually just worth playing alone.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Just flying around on the fidget spinners was so fucking much fun.
And honestly, like seriously, like if you have a fun person to play something with, like a spouse or a best friend or whoever you're gonna play this game with, like this game is
a person you hate.
That would be cool too.
Yeah, because
you'd be forced to work together. And maybe you would get married afterwards.
No, I don't think so. Oh. But what if it's like no, that wouldn't work.
But they were doing collaboration.
Yeah,
passion.
We'll get into it in the story, but I thought the progression was really poor with how they got along by the end.
I thought it was decent.
It wasn't amazing. It could have been better.
Yeah, I think they were still like really stuck in their ways until they got to the passion levels.
And even that, you're just like, what is going on?
I felt it more with Cody than I did with her.
Yeah.
Cody definitely felt like he loved her.
May was the best though. She was a smart one.
She was an engineer.
Well, that is it for How Does It Play? That was but very well. Very well. So we're going into
It's story time. Let's get started.
We're in story time, guys.
Yeah.
I'm doing my head. That means we're in story time.
We're bobbing.
All right.
We're weaving.
So let's start out this game. How does this game start?
So this game starts out, you're literally, Cody and May, you're a couple, you're fighting. Your daughter's watching and listening to you fight.
She watches Cody just punch her in the face, and she grabs his dick and says, "This is fucking mine." And then,
Not at all what happens.
Really aggressive. The beginning opening game was super aggressive.
So they're arguing with each other. They're talking about getting divorced. They're talking about sitting down with their daughter and telling them that they're getting divorced.
And she's like, as you're talking outside, she's got the two dolls and she's talking them. She's playing like a little girl would play,
Yeah.
I love you, Cody. Yeah. I love you, May.
And she had found this book in the trash at school. And it was this book of love by Dr. Hakim.
Yes, it should have been in the trash.
And she brought the book home because she thought she could get her parents to be friends again and fall in love again. And she took the dolls in the book underneath this place in her little fort that she had.
No.
Well, it was in the wood shop area.
Yeah, wood shop. So they start out in the wood shop. She takes them in there. And she starts crying on the dolls, which is weird.
And then when she cries on the dolls, both of her parents go into like a coma.
Yeah, so here's the part where it gets really confusing. You go up to your mom and you say, Mom, okay, I guess I'll leave you alone then. I'd be like, oh shit, it's going down. Call the ambulance.
Well, she's at least laying down on the couch where it looks like she's just taking a nap.
Yeah, Cody's just sitting in his chair.
He's just sitting upright in his chair, just completely...
Yeah. So it would have been smart of this little girl, who is at least probably 9, to call 911. She knows. She fucking knows.
She thought her dad was working at the computer, and she thought her mom was taking a nap.
Okay, and I'm going to point this out right now.
Yes.
At the computer, there's no keyboard, there's no mouse, there's no computer tower. There's a screen from like 1989, and that's all. So I don't know what the fuck she thought he was working on.
Well, it really seemed like the daughter thought her parents were ignoring her. And just needed time for themselves after they
the
were
daughter's
just
a
fighting.
shitty person is what I'm hearing.
No.
She's a shitty...
She didn't know what to fucking
little
do.
girl. Whatever happened to her elephant was well deserved.
Fuck that. So
So after you're fighting and stuff, you're just going at it. She gets upset. She's like, I don't want you. I got this book. She's basically talking with the dolls in the woodshed. I have this book to fix your relationship, and I hope it can. And then she cries on the dolls. And then the next thing you know, you're a doll.
Yep. So May and Cody wake up, and they are actually in the dolls, and they freak out.
I was May.
I was Cody.
No, I was also Cody. I was May and Cody, and you were just like the book.
Oh, I was Dr. Hakeem.
Yeah. You were the most annoying part of the game, yes.
Yes.
So I was May, he was Cody. And this first part, this is where we talked about the nail and the hammer. You get that in this first part of the game. But the very beginning of it is just mechanics to show jump and dash and do this and do that, press buttons together.
Yeah, so you're in the witch shop area, and you see where your daughter Rose is, and you're trying to get to her. And so you're going through the tool shed trying to find your way to her. So
basically the end of the tool shed is this vacuum cleaner is being a dick. And
well, the toolbox first.
Is it? No, the toolbox is...
I thought it was the vacuum first and then the toolbox.
Yeah, then the toolbox. It's vacuum first, though, because he launches you.
Yeah,
I think that's how you get up to the...
to the top where the toolbox is.
Yeah, well, to the next area, because you have to get on the table to get her to look at you.
Oh,
because at this point you don't know that she can't actually see them. It's revealed later on, but at this point they don't know that.
Yes.
So they have to fight the vacuum cleaner. It's a little boss battle. This one was actually not too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
It was
the boss battles in this weren't too crazy. They were a lot of like dodging stuff and then attacking.
Very mechanic based.
Yeah.
A lot of mechanic based stuff. And attacking is like a loose term, because in the vacuum one, I believe we had to one of us would get on top of the vacuum and suck up all the things this vacuum came out, and then the other one would have to
the other end of the
point
hose.
it, and then you'd shoot it back at the vacuum to disable it. And the vacuum's pissed off at you because it's broken.
Yes.
And Cody's mad at May because he didn't fix it. May's mad at Cody because he fucking broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Cody.
Well, Cody's been using it around the house, and May's an engineer.
And broke it.
May's an engineer who promised to fix it.
May works a steady 40-hour-a-week job. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't break the goddamn vacuum.
You work more than 40 hours. You work 60, motherfucker. Yeah, you're never home.
During the whole game, he's like, you work too much. I'm like, I'm not working. I'm just sucking other guys' dicks.
Oh gosh, the married couple fighting in this is pretty spot on.
But yeah, so like the vacuum's mad because it's broken, but it's not broken because it's fucking shooting shit out at you and sucking you up. So I don't understand how it's fucking broken.
Something must have been broken with it. It might not have been the
full of shit is what it is. It's a lying vacuum.
But
when we got big again, we burned it.
What the end of the boss battle was fucking like. Kind of like, we weren't expecting this game to sometimes get as dark as it did.
Yeah.
Like, it's got eyeballs on this vacuum cleaner, and we had to aim the hoses at its eyeballs and suck out its eyeballs.
Yeah, it was fucked. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Good thing this is a vacuum and not a person, I guess. And by hoses, we mean its own hoses, not that extra hose we were shooting with earlier. We had to like grab its own hose and fucking aim it at its own eyeballs. And then kill it. It died. And then we use it to launch to the table.
Yes.
And then she walks away. So we have to get out of the tool shed at this point.
Yes.
And the only way out, so a toolbox kind of opens a little bit and some of the stuff falls out, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And closes back up and goes up like to the ceiling. So then there's it's not a hammer, is it? What was it?
Yes, it was a hammer without its handle.
The stick, yeah. So a hammer was like, hey, I'll help you guys out if you help me get my stick back.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm just rusting down here. No one knows me. You know how awful it is to die from rust?
And I was like, yes, I do. I've died before 7 times by rust.
Yeah, so you got the hammer on your back, and I got
the cool nails. The nails are sweet. In this game, too, you had little grapples that you used to swing on shit. You don't get them yet. You get them in the tree level.
Yes.
But in this one, basically, he would throw a nail, and I would have to grapple on with the edge of the hammer, the end of it.
Yeah, the claw of the hammer.
Yeah, and then swing to the next one, do the same thing. Eventually, he ended up with what? 3 nails?
3 nails.
3 nails, and I had the hammer.
I could throw each one individually and stick it into random wood so he could swing on it. And then I could pull each one individually or pull them all at once.
Yeah. So you get through this level. I mean, again, just a lot of mechanics, swing, jumping back and forth, a lot of stuff, breaking stuff. You get to a point where you have to fight the toolbox, and this was actually a really annoying fight.
Oh gosh,
this took us a couple tries because it's like you're on a platform that the toolbox throws nails down and randomly breaks with his
rains of nails.
Yeah,
and then
he did something else. He broke shit. Remember, he had like a hand.
He had the hand that slapped down. And then he also had the saws that cut the platform that we were on, and so it kept on. And then he had drills that drilled holes too. Yeah. So the platform we were on was getting holes in it, and it was being covered in rains of nails. It was getting smaller by getting cut by the saws, and then he just kept on smashing down.
So and then when one of us died, we have a chance to revive if the other one doesn't die in that time.
Yes. So you'd have to smash the Y button if you're playing on Xbox, and until you recovered. Yeah. And you had to, the other one had to keep alive. If you both died, you had to start that section over. Yeah.
So it doesn't make you start the whole boss fight over. So you get to the next section where you did like 3 hits on it, and now you're good. Yeah. That was a cool part of it.
There was like little checkpoints in each of the boss fight. There was like
and those were important because a lot of the times you don't know how you're going to fight a boss until you lose to it.
Exactly.
So I really liked what they did with the boss fights.
Oh yeah, no, it was brilliant.
The toolbox one was pretty cool too because there was a slow-mo part of this where one of us is in the air. I don't remember. So you're in the air. You have to throw your nails.
After the third slap down, his hand would be down, and there was a little platform where it was like a little spatula platform. I would jump on top of it, and he would hit it with a hammer, and I'd fly up, and then I'd throw nails at this aerosol can he had in the toolbox to make him explode.
Yeah. And then, it was a slow-mo thing going like boom, boom, boom. That was actually really cool.
Yeah.
So you defeat it. You release all the hammer's friends. They're fucking tools.
Yeah, you fix the hammer, and then all the tools were excited that you helped out the other tools. So the other tools helped
all the non-living things were really excited that they were getting used, I guess.
Yeah, this was like really interesting with like some of the things, like everything came to life.
Yeah, everything.
Literally everything in the house came to life.
So then they help you get to the window. You have to go on a glider, I think. Right? This is the glider part.
Yeah, I think so.
So you glide out. The goal is to get to the house, but you're too low. So you have to climb up a tree and hope that you can get to the house now.
Yes.
So, and the tree is fucked.
Yes.
So this is a cool part of the game. This part, I got
You got
the things to blow up the honey.
You got the match that like launched.
Yeah, the match gun.
The match gun.
Yeah.
And I had this
honey gun
where I would cover the stuff in honey, and then he would shoot it with the match gun and blow it up.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was squirrels versus wasps.
Yep. And at first, it was just all wasps coming at us. So I would have to shoot the wasp with honey to slow him down, and he would have to blow him up with the match gun.
So this was actually really cool because the beginning of this, you're climbing up the tree, and that was just so much fun, just getting up the tree. You get to kill ants. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to, but you could. You could watch their little souls leave their little bodies.
You could actually do a body slam and squish all the ants as they're walking.
So you climb up this tree. Eventually, you make it to the top, and the squirrels kidnap you because they're pissed. They think you're an agent of the wasps.
Yes.
Which is weird. And then they're like, take this honey gun and this match gun and go kill the wasp. It's one of our agents.
Yeah, because they said that one of their agents became the queen bee
after getting like a tech suit.
Yeah, they made a queen bee robotic suit, and they're inside of it, and they're controlling all the wasps now and went against the other squirrels.
Yeah, and it's interesting because all the squirrels are like military people.
Yeah.
They're like, Sergeant, get your ass over there and get them out of this tube. It's just all military people.
And if we promise to kill the queen bee, then they'll let us use their plane that they built to fly over to the house.
Yeah. Then this was really cool too. So you go through this level. There's a bunch of stuff you had to do. We got confused at some parts. This was a very confusing level. Well, not as open and fluid as the other levels.
The problem with some of the parts of the level is there's a couple sections where there's just like a small room with just stuff to play with. Like there was this tube in this room that we found that Scott jumped into, and I was pressing buttons
Yeah.
and I was killing him in different ways
Yeah.
while he was inside of it.
It
And
was like the squirrels were experimenting on wasps, I think.
yeah, and
It's kind of fucked.
there's
actually.
all these drawings of the schematics and what they
Yeah.
do on the walls, and I was like killing him in different ways, and we're like, is this something we use to progress further in the level?
Nope.
And eventually we just had to keep going, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the way it is with a lot of this. Like, you can explore these levels. The levels are pretty open, but it's pretty linear on the tracks that you need to go to keep going with the story.
Yeah.
So there's parts where it's open.
Yeah. So in this one, you go through the tree, you do all your stuff. There's some cool sliding down points. He said this is where you get to grapple too, so you can grapple onto special hooks.
Yeah.
And some of the hooks you would have to weigh down with the honey. Sometimes we'd have to just blow shit up with the honey. Like, it was very cool. So then finally you make it to the final boss, who's just this giant metal fucking wasp queen
Yes.
with a squirrel inside. No, it was a bee inside.
Yes, it was a
It's a honeybee. So their agent was a honeybee. I don't quite understand why.
I don't know either.
But the wasp, like, you would have to go around. You learn to like ride on the rails
Yes.
too. It's almost like you're grinding on
Yes.
rails.
It's like Jet Set Radio Future, if you ever played that, or what's that?
Any Tony
Sunset
Hawk
Overdrive.
game.
Sunset Overdrive.
No,
That's
no,
the other one where
Tony
you grind.
Hawk.
I'm talking about
No.
talking about games with rail.
No.
Not
Yeah, you're right,
on a
you're right.
skateboard. You
Yeah, and it's like
motherfucker.
they don't make sense too, because you can go like pure incline up the rail grinding.
Dude.
Just like Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
You can do it there too.
There's no logic or physics in this game.
But it's interesting because you would jump on and you're like, how am I getting propelled so fast? Holy shit. But there was 2 lines that went around the queen, and you have to hit certain parts of her to blow her up, and then
Yeah, there's like a chain holding her, like,
Yeah.
and I'd have to shoot Honey at the chain, and he'd have to shoot the match at her,
Yeah.
but there's also bees that he kept on sitting
yeah,
at
the
us, or
wasp,
wasps.
yeah, they kept just blocking us hitting her, so it took a long time to fucking finish this. It
Yeah,
was so
this one
annoying.
was one of the longer ones.
Yeah, and then she would randomly throw us back into the pit, and then all these wasps would form like a hand,
Yes.
and smash you with the
Yeah.
hand, and you'd be like, "Come on!" So many times he died, a lot. This was a lot.
Yeah,
of
I'm not
deaths.
gonna.
This was a big death one. We died a lot in this fight.
I'm not gonna deny it. I probably died an extra 300 times more than Scott did in this game.
But the boss fights in particular, some of them were really smooth. We got
Oh,
through them
yeah.
super easy. This one was not one.
No,
This one took
it
us a
wasn't.
while, with several tries.
Some of them we did first tries. Some
Yeah.
of them we did 50
Toolbox
tries.
and this one were just hard, and then they got
Yes.
progressively easier as we went along.
Yeah, they actually did.
So after you beat the queen, you figure out it's a honeybee, and the honeybee is like, "I'll help you."
Don't you kill me.
And then the squirrels want to execute her,
Yeah,
which
and
I thought was fucked up.
and then we let the honeybee go, and we just steal the plane.
Yeah, like literally, why didn't we do this before the fucking giant wasp queen?
It's like we did all that just to steal it anyway.
Yeah, so we go to the plane, and the plane's actually really cool.
Yes.
I was the gunner, he was the flyer.
Yep, and then at one point, one of the squirrels jumped onto the back, on the top of the plane.
Yeah, and I had to fucking fight it kung fu style.
And it was like a legit fighting game.
Oh, it was Street Fighter.
Yeah, it was Street Fighter on top.
Fighter. Like literally, while you're on top of the plane, I have to get out of the gunner's seat, fight the squirrel, and it goes fight, and it shows both of our health bars, and I'm like, holy fuck!
And I have to like angle the plane and still fly it around.
Yeah.
And so like they had a moving platform the entire time.
Yeah, it was
too.
actually really cool. Like I'm telling you, they did such a good job on like the little Easter eggs
yeah.
in here for some of the games they shouted out to.
And then it was really funny because when she was like, my character the entire time she was fighting the squirrel, I was like, yeah, get her, May. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And then she does this awesome ground pound where she grabs the squirrel and throws him on the bottom of the plane and breaks the plane.
Yep.
And I was like, what are you doing?
Hey, come on! So yeah, you take the plane and you fly after defeating the squirrels, flying away. The squirrel level is really annoying. 'Cause
Yeah,
even the
it
plane
is.
part, we died a bunch. Because just going through, getting hit by a ton of other planes that are just
Yeah.
shooting at you. Then they have like cannons
Yeah.
on the fucking, in the tree. They have cannons defending the tree. I'm like, how did they have so much trouble with the fucking wasps?
I know, right?
I don't understand.
Because the cannons were on the outside,
Oh,
and we were inside.
They had artillery, they had all sorts of shit, and then the rocks, like inside the tree, you would randomly just hit something,
Yeah.
blow the fuck up. Like, it was bad. This was a hard fucking thing to control. And the flying in the game is not easy.
No, it wasn't too bad once you got the hang of it, but it's one of those ones where like the slightest like mistake you
Yeah.
could bump. Like there was a lot of small gap kind
Yeah.
of areas.
And then this was one of those ones where they decided to make the plane more realistic and,
Yes.
and said fuck you to the rest of the game.
Yeah,
It was a little annoying when things do that, and so the plane really turned slowly, and if you did a drastic turn, you hit a wall. Like,
Yeah.
it was all kinds of fucked.
But I mean, it was still pretty awesome.
Yeah, so the next part is you fly this broken plane into a window.
Yes.
And you get into the main house. Now, the reason you're getting to the main house is you're following your daughter.
Yes.
At this point, you come up with the worst plan.
Oh, because we're looking
of all
through
time.
we're talking together, and the telescope says that she knows why we turned into the dolls, and she's like, "I was watching when it happened. Your daughter was crying over the dolls."
Yeah, you talk to a fucking telescope.
And so she's like, your daughter was crying over the dolls of you guys when you guys got transported.
That was in the treehouse, right? There was a treehouse?
It was in the window,
attic.
In the attic.
Okay, yeah, we went to the attic. That's right.
Yeah,
and then Cody's like, "Amazing plan. We're gonna make our daughter cry again."
And they're like, "How do we make our daughter cry?"
And then I screamed, "We're gonna rape her!"
And I was like, "No! What the fuck is wrong with it?" I mean, it would make her cry, but no.
The best part is like, "Wait, do you want to rape her because it makes her cry?" And I'm like, "Yeah!"
So the actual plan is they're like,
It's horrible.
"We're gonna destroy her favorite toy."
Well, I don't think was that the original plan?
Yeah.
Wasn't there
the original plan was we were just gonna make her cry, and then when they got to the bedroom, they decided they were gonna destroy her toy because they saw her toy.
Remember, they get on the bed. You go to the pillow fort level, I think, right?
Yes.
So you go to the pillow fort level and you get on the bed and you realize she can't see you.
Because
that's why
she's writing a note to her mom and dad. And you're trying
before we go there, let's talk about the pillow fort. Pillow fort was fucking amazing. It was. That's so when we found that secret little thing. Yeah. The bad guy in this is a robot monkey. May bought her when they went to like a museum.
Moon monkey.
Moon baboon. Moon baboon. And Moon baboon is a dick, but he's also like super caring, and he thinks that they're best friends, even though she doesn't play with him anymore.
Yeah,
it's super sad.
It's kind of like what's the imaginary friend from Inside Out?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Bing Bong? Bing Bong.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bing Bong. You know, Bing Bong, my best friend.
Yeah, because this toy really thought like they were best friends. Yeah. And so like we're coming after her and he overhears that we're going to make her cry. Yeah. And so he's like, "You're not wanting to help her.
Let me just point
out. You want to make her cry."
Let me just point out that Cody is the one who said it in front of him, and Cody is a giant dunce. Constantly, the plans get foiled because Cody is a fucking tart.
Not always.
Constantly. Constantly.
You're the one who destroyed the plane.
You're right. I did destroy the plane, but in front of the monkey that said, "I'm her best friend." And
he said he was watching us too because he had cameras everywhere.
Yeah, he did have cameras. It was really creepy. He had her happiness levels monitored. He had everything.
Her depression level, everything. Literally, it was like Inside Out almost. You went into this control room and you saw all of the specs of all of her moods.
Like a Inside Out thing.
I really think it was.
They were shouting out to that too. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like they had a lot of shout outs.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that were like non-descriptive shout outs where like it feels like this is what they got inspiration from.
Yeah.
But they didn't blatantly say
What did we get on this level?
This one
it was a shrink ray and a grow.
I could grow and shrink, and then you had the moon boots.
That's right. So I could go onto ceilings and different surfaces and stick fine, and he could grow and shrink. And we would have to shrink to get into little spots to turn on machines, grow to like hold things down. This was really confusing. We took a long time on some of these levels because we were just like, I
think this level took us like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, because we were just sitting there like, okay, what do we do now? We have to, and then we figure, we have to make one of us jump, and then the other one has to jump, and then one of us has to hold this thing down, and the other one has to climb on.
A lot of catapulting.
Yeah, it was really, really a lot.
And like there was a lot of things where like, and when you turn small, like, all right, so you're already only like 3 or 4 inches tall.
Yeah, and then you turn.
And I would shrink down to like a 1/4 inch, and I'd like it seriously like the level design of this when you were small and when you were big were amazing. The way that it all looked and how long it took you, like. I would be looking at something and I'm like, oh, this is a little maze for I have to do when I'm small. And it's like maybe like 6 inches wide. But then I would shrink down and it would take me like 3 minutes to get through it.
It's insane. It's like so cool.
Oh my God, it's so long.
He'd be right in front of like this stairway that's not even that big, and he turns small to go up it, and then it'd take him like a minute. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, my little legs.
I'm like, I'm sprinting, man. Just let it a second.
So yeah, that was really cool. It was a really cool concept of the big and small. I did notice, and this is something, not a lot of the boss fights let us keep what we were using.
None of them did.
The toolbox one did. So
what did we keep from the toolbox?
nail and the hammer. Remember, we had to use those to defeat the toolbox. That's what I mean. We didn't really use the things to defeat them. During this boss fight, we did. We had to use the moon
I see
boots.
what you're saying.
Yeah, and the shrinking had to go in, but not a lot of them actually had us use those things in the fight.
In the boss fight.
Because if you remember when we went into the fantasy one, that we lost our powers right before the boss fight.
Yeah, that's true.
So in some of them we got to keep our powers, and some of them they got rid of.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I don't know if we mentioned the doctor. The book.
Oh, yes.
This book comes to life, and he's Dr.
Dr. Hakim.
Hakim. And Dr. Hakim is the shitty book with the shitty accent and a shitty outlook on life.
Book of Love.
Book of Love.
And you guys just need some collaboration.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he kept saying throughout the entire thing. We would fight, and he'd go, "No, wait, hold on, let me tell you."
And every time we got to a new level, and he's like, "Oh, that's not how you do it. You need to do it this way.
Yeah.
You need to work together."
This is how we got our powers too. He would grant us the powers to work together to get big again.
Yep.
To get back to our regular selves.
Yep.
So the whole point of this is the Book of Love is taking us through. He's animated. He's got pages for arms and legs.
Yep. And he's always trying to get us to re-spark our love again.
Yeah.
He's actually throughout these missions trying to get our characters to fall back in love.
Yeah.
And he's kind of annoying at times, and sometimes it's really great, but like he really did a good job of bringing them back together.
Well, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. I like it.
So you get to the boss fight against Moon Baboon, and Moon Baboon is in a UFO.
Yes.
So you have to this is cool. The first part, this is a two-part boss fight. So
I'll let you do the first part. I'll do the second part.
in the first part, basically, he's dropping bombs on you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to take the bombs and throw it at him.
So he's shooting missiles at us, and after the missiles fly around for about 10 seconds, they fall down to the ground.
Yeah.
You have to jump on top of the missiles and then ride the missiles and then fly at him.
And you have to hit him a number of times.
Yep.
Eventually, he's literally lighting the whole thing on fire at one point. He has to get inside the thing at one point as a little guy. I have to crawl on the surfaces at one point to stop him from doing stuff. It's insane.
He's shooting lasers, and I had to stand behind them, or we had to stand behind him so he could.
Oh, that's right. The lasers.
The platforms and
fucking
stuff.
Terrible. He's inside. I'm like, I don't have a lot of room left to work with, buddy. You better go fast.
So at one point, I have to shrink down and get inside the ship, and I have to disable his weapons from the inside of his ship.
Yeah.
And it's a giant platforming section inside this tiny little ship. And the level is getting harder and harder.
And while this is happening, I'm just dodging lasers. But every time I dodge, the lasers stay. So then I'm running out of room.
Yep. And he's like, just finish it faster. I'm like, dude, this level's huge inside of here. It's taking me a long time. You have to dodge his feet from his pedals and stuff, and dodge the cranks and levers as he's pulling these weapons. And then it gets to the point where I finally eject him out of it.
Yeah, and we take it over.
And she drives it, and then I have to use the laser inside of it.
It's like a little cannon laser thing. And we have to, so it's really weird. So he, the area blows up. Mm-hmm. He goes to a different planet.
He goes to the moon.
Somehow. And it gets all confusing. And we take the UFO and follow him for some reason. Yep. And then we're chasing him and literally just destroying him.
Oh, yeah.
We are just fuck you, guy. We're not letting you get away. You're gonna die.
He was gonna stop us no matter what. So.
Yeah. So then we chase him down, hit him a few times, and then he's in a crater.
Yes.
He's super dead.
And he's sitting there and he's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're just wanting to get back to our daughter again. He's like, you're not gonna hurt her? And we're like, no.
No. Well, yes.
No,
I kept going for sure. For sure, we're gonna hurt her. It's gonna be fun.
No, we won't hurt her. No. And he's like, but if you promise not to hurt her, I'll help you get to her.
Yeah. So then what does he do? No, he dies.
No, he moonbeams us to.
I thought we flew down.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember exactly either, but I thought he so something happened. We go down back to
Earth somehow.
To the room.
Yeah, we're back on Earth and now in the room again.
Yeah, so we're back in Rose's room,
and we end up on the bed.
Yes,
this is where we realize she's got she's writing a note at this point. We're on the bed. We can't be seen.
Yeah, we're yelling, we're screaming. But then we realize I kick a pin or something, and she sees the pin move.
Yeah,
and so we're like. We can interact with stuff in the real world and she sees that, and so
we get the genius idea to eliminate her favorite toy to make her cry,
which is this queen elephant.
Yeah, the queen of this awesome castle place.
I think it's Queen Cutesy Elephant. I think is her
something
name.
like something stupid. So then we have to go
to this castle on this shelf that me and her built together.
Yeah, Cody and her.
Yeah. And so we have to go through this entire castle level.
Cody actually did a really good job building this, but didn't fucking finish. So fuck that guy. And he said, like, look at me, I'm a cool guy too. I can build shit. And then he didn't finish it.
Oh yeah, like I was bragging about a lot of the stuff in this level, and every time like there's one point where we're in this jail cell in this level because we get captured.
Yeah.
By these people because they heard we want to kill the queen, and we're in this jail cell and May's like mocking Cody, like, "Oh yeah, why'd you even build prisons?" He's like, "What kind of castle doesn't have jail cells or a dungeon?"
And then she's like, I
"Well,
can rely on your bad engineering skills." And she moves the toilet, and she's like, "No plumbing, Cody, really?"
Yeah, she's like, "It's not connected to anything," and he's like, "They're toys."
It was a good burn. But before that, we have to go
It's
to
the
like
pirate.
It's a pirate. So we have a pirate ship, but before that, we have like a cool little landing area where you're in like a little town where you do a little mini game there. It's a darts game, I think.
Oh yeah. No, the town was the snow level.
No. So this. This is
the
before
toy
the castle.
town.
Yeah, there's a little toy town you're in. It was really cool.
It's got the old play mats that we used to have, and it's got the trains on the tracks.
Yep.
And we had to align the people on the tracks to get the. Oh yeah, because we had to split our characters and follow our characters.
Yes. No. That was a clock.
That was the clock.
So what I'm talking about is right before there's a dart thing before the castle, before you go into the
think
castle
you're
town,
right, yeah.
and then you have a wrecking ball. Remember we were controlling the wrecking ball.
I forgot about the wrecking ball.
And we had to break certain things and then go through.
This is the town with the balloons.
Yes, the balloons. You can bounce on the balloons to hit the dartboard to get better points. Then you go through. After that, and you get a pirate ship.
Yes.
Which was fucking sweet. So one of us would control the cannons, and one of us controlled the pirate ship.
We were both controlling the cannons, and one was on right side oar, and the other was left side oars.
So we could only turn which way. Yeah, it was really bad.
Well, no, it wasn't even oars. It was the wheels.
Yeah.
The turning wheels. So we had to, either back up or go forward and
we'd have
work
to
together.
We had to fight these other pirate ships, and then the boss was like an octopus.
Yes.
And that was really hard.
Yeah, the octopus fight was definitely one of the more challenging.
We didn't die, though.
No, we didn't.
We did a good job on the octopus fight, and that was fun.
Destroy the tentacles.
Yeah, you destroy the tentacles, and then you hit the octopus head, and eventually you kill it, and then you're blasted off somewhere else. And
now this is where we got to the...
Right before the castle gates.
Yes.
This is where May is like being a bitch. May's like, wow, Cody, you did such a good job. Too bad you can't finish anything.
Yeah, seriously.
And then I would be like, Cody, this is why I don't suck your dick anymore. And then May would be like, yeah, you know what? He's right. He's right.
Man, they were brutal to each other sometimes.
They were. Like May especially. May was my favorite because she was right too. That was the thing. All throughout the game, she's like, I fucking work. And he's like, you're not home enough. I'm like, you don't have a job. I have to pay the mortgage.
They were both right in their own ways.
No.
Yes. But they also didn't appreciate each other.
True.
They lost their appreciation for what each other did.
Yeah.
She just was like, oh, you're just at home doing nothing. And it's like, well, he's not doing nothing.
You're staring at your computer screen, not hooked up to a mouse, a keyboard, or a tower. What the fuck are you really doing?
And there was a lot of projects that he did start and didn't finish. He did start a garden, didn't finish, which we'll get to that later, and all this other stuff.
He started turning me on and didn't finish. I mean, let's get real. I never finished with him. It was really bad.
Oh.
So yeah, throughout the next part of the game, you go to these people standing at the thing, and you're basically trying to make this railway go through, and it gets blocked. And this is really cool. It's a cool part of the game because the beginning you're trying to get this marble. Remember the marble? You have to make it follow you throughout the thing and get it to open the gate.
Yep.
Then once you get through the gate, you take the train ride into the gate. And you get stopped, and you're at like a dinosaur part. And May's like, why the fuck are there dinosaurs in the castle? And I'm like, I agree. Why are there dinosaurs here?
Why not?
So then you have he's on a brontosaurus, and I was on was it Triceratops? No, it was the spiky tail. I don't remember what those are called.
It's not a stegosaurus, but it's something like that.
It's got like a hard shell, kind of like a turtle on its back.
Yeah.
And then a spiky tail, and you had to use the tail to break shit.
Yeah.
And we had to go through this scaffolding kind of deal to make this other dinosaur open its mouth so we can go inside of it, which You go out at poop hole, I think.
Yeah, we joked about that when
Yeah.
we were playing it. But one of the things that's funny with this too is every time we get to like a doll that May hates fighting, she's like, "Why'd you even buy our daughter this creepy ass doll?
Yeah,
or why did you buy this thing?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "It was cute when it was a doll.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were gonna be fighting it one day."
True. So you open the dinosaur's mouth, you go through.
Yeah. And then this is the D&D section.
Yeah,
right?
so you get captured at this section because Cody shouts out again, "We're here to kill the queen!" And you're just like, God damn it. And yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh no. This is the fucking book.
Yeah, the book says it. Yeah, you're right.
We go to fucking kill the queen, and we're almost there, and the book is like, "Hold on, wait, they're here to kill the queen."
First of all, we get stopped by the people,
the guards, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll bring you to the queen."
Well, at first we're like, "We need an audience for the queen." They're like, "Not just anyone gets an audience for the queen." We're like, "We have a letter for the queen." And this is where Dr. Hakeem comes in.
Yeah,
he's like, "They don't have a letter.
They're here to kill the queen," and they're like, "No, he's a liar." And he's like, "Then show them the letter."
And Cody's like, "I don't
know.
I have one."
So
and they're like, "See? He lied. So he's here to kill the queen, like I said."
Yeah, so Dr. Hakeem is a dick. So then we get captured, and this is the...
Well, he knew that wasn't the way to get us back.
Oh, yeah, the best way was to kill the elephant. I forgot.
Yeah.
You're right. So you get with the... You go in, you get in jail, you escape, you find like a room that has you're basically disguised.
Yeah.
So you hear the guards coming, and I jump into a knight's outfit, and he jumps into a wizard's
robe.
outfit.
Yeah.
And then the guards come in, they're like, "Wait a second, these two don't look right." And we both use our new weapons. They turn into magic weapons, and we both use them to defeat those guards.
So he gets a flame sword, and he can dash and do special attacks with it. And I basically become Merlin but only with ice magic.
Yeah. So then we go through this, and it was really cool. Like this was probably one of the cooler parts of the game. This is totally Diablo. It was an overcast view.
Yep.
We were on the same screen. It wasn't like a split screen like it had been. And we just fought with the sword and the magic. We went through, killed all these guards. Finally, we get to a chess set, and May is pissed. Mm-hmm. This is an antique chess set. Antique. Great grandma gave it to her. Passed down. Generation.
And I used it as the ballroom floor for the castle.
And I'm like, "Cody, what in the actual fuck?"
Well, and like he said, she hadn't touched this chess set in years.
I don't care. Oh, you know what hasn't been touched in the years? The Mona Lisa. You want to hang that up right here and not dust it ever?
Sure.
Yeah, fuck you.
I would be dusting it because I'd be playing with it.
So in this part, you have to defeat the king and queen.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to fight the king and queen, and at the same time, they were kind of hard.
Yeah.
We didn't die a lot, though.
That wasn't too bad.
There's another boss, and I don't remember what the other... We lose our powers.
We actually did fight the king and queen with our powers.
Well, with the king queen, and then there's another boss after that.
Yes.
Remember? Who's the other boss?
I don't know if there was another...
There was a post thing after... Like, we went to the giant door. Oh, maybe it was the elephant.
Yeah, it was the elephant.
Okay, so we fought the king and queen.
And we finally make it up to the queen elephant.
And this is pretty fucked, guys. So just forewarning.
So
weak constitutions, please leave now.
Oh god, yeah, this is... We both said we needed therapy after this.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
This is dark. But so we get to her and we're talking to her and we're talking about how we need to like get to our daughter and everything. And then I forgot which one of us was like, we're gonna kill you. And she's like, "What?" And she starts running away.
Yeah.
And she runs into this claw machine.
Cody said it because May was like, "God damn it, Cody."
She runs into this claw machine and we have to use the claw in the claw machine to grab her, and we put her through, and like the little door, the flappy door that opens on claw machines,
makes her leg fall off.
She gets stuck in it with hanging by her leg, and we have to pull her by her ears until her leg rips off.
Yeah, so
and she's screaming the entire time.
So her leg gets ripped off, and our plan is to throw her over the balcony of the castle. Like we're on
because that's on the top of the shelf. Yeah.
So we're on the top of the castle, and we're dragging her at this point,
and she's screaming and flailing her arms like, "Oh no!"
Her arm gets caught on attack. No. She grabs attack.
She grabs this pencil and it knocks down these books, and it knocks down a nail or a tack that sticks into her ear.
Yeah. No. That's later. She loses a leg, an arm, and an ear.
Yes.
So then she loses her arm because she grabs onto something, and we pull, and it just pulls her out.
Yeah.
And then she tries to grab the pencil and the thing falls on
her ear, and then we rip off her ear.
And she's like, ah!
And she's screaming in horror this entire time. It's like, I'm here to love. I'm a nice queen. Don't kill me, please. I love Rose.
This is such a fucked part of the game.
And then we get her to the edge, and she's hanging on to the edge with her one arm and like her trunk, and we're just stepping on her face like, get the fuck down.
You're just killing this elephant, this poor innocent elephant. Did nothing to anybody.
We finally knock her down. She falls to the ground, and our daughter notices right away. And then we throw the pieces that we ripped off of her down too.
Take your shit back.
And so our daughter picks up her animal and picks up her other pieces. She's like, "Oh no, what happened to you?"
So she goes back to her bed.
Yep.
She sits down, and we glide down to her bed.
Yeah, and she instantly starts crying.
And we are literally
bathing in her
bathing. We're like, "Oh yeah, come on, yeah, Rose, give it to me." Woo! So then it doesn't work.
Obviously.
So by the way they started this out is like, wait, if she was crying and it's magic, I've read a book once that says tears can be magical.
Yeah.
And literally that was their go-to.
We gotta do the exact thing that brought us here back again.
Yeah, and that was Cody's idea, by the way. Again, Cody's fucking idea.
Yeah. I think it was your idea to kill her toy.
Yeah, it was my idea to kill her toy, but it was Cody's idea to make her cry,
Yes.
and I agreed with it, and I'm like, I feel like such a shitty parent.
We were both shitty parents at this point.
So, and then this is a part that really pissed me off too, because we're on the bed, she's crying, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So it just doesn't work. And you go over, and Cody's like, oh, hey, here's a note.
And it says Mom and Dad on it.
And it said Mom and Dad didn't finish reading it.
Well, we started reading it, and then Dr.
No, remember, he stopped and said, May,
Oh,
come look
yeah.
He had so much time to read this fucking note.
And then
so much time.
Dr. Hakeem comes, and he takes the note.
And rips it up.
Rips it into 4 pieces.
He's a dick.
And he's like, if you want these 4 pieces of the note that tells you how to get big again, then you need to collaborate.
Collaboration.
I will tear these 4 pieces apart and make you do 4 things together. And then you'll get 1 piece for everything you do together.
Yeah.
And this is where he brings you onto
at
like
this
a love
point,
couch.
I think we skipped the fidget spinner, right?
No, that was the first note piece.
No, the first one was the clock.
Then it was the second note piece.
Oh, maybe. What did we do for the second note piece? So it was the clock, the ice. No, it was the clock, the garden, or the clock, the ice, the garden, and the sing one.
There was a fidget spinner thing in there somewhere.
Yeah, so where you could fly with fidget spinner. It was really cool.
It was really,
I
really
think it was
cool.
the slumber. I think it was the.
I think it was in the pillow fort.
Yeah,
level.
I think because remember we went through a bunch of balls or
Yeah,
whatever. Oh no, it was the castle level. Because remember there were all those balls, the ball pit and everything before the castle, I think. It was either the slumber party
it was
or
either
the
the pillow
castle.
fort or the castle. I can't remember.
Really cool though. Really cool part of the game.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that was so much fun. So now we're in a clock.
Yes.
So now he sits us down on a couch and says, we got to get to the bottom of this. What do you think the problem is with each other? One of them says you don't have enough time.
Yep. Cody
And-
says that she doesn't have enough time for him, and then
what
she
did she
says
say?
that like he doesn't have.
What was the thing she got? He got the clock. She got the.
She got the garden, didn't she? Oh no, that was the passion one.
Yeah. What am I thinking? Why can't I think
it
of
was their first vacation spot.
That was the snow one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the clock level. Clock level was first, remember?
Yeah.
But what was there was a time clock, and then what did she get?
Oh,
I can't think of what
as
the power
far as
was.
the power.
Yeah, I can't remember now. The time clock?
Because I could control time, and then you could.
Oh man, I cannot remember. We'll look it up. We'll look it up here in a minute. But we go to this clock tower, and this is a really sweet level, guys. This is a fucking sweet level.
It really, really is.
It's beautiful.
It really is beautiful.
Honestly, and this is a level without a boss fight, I think.
Yes.
Because it was more of a Tomb Raider type of level you're running through. So go ahead and explain that while I look up my power.
So basically what happens is we start this level, and it's got the cuckoo clock. It's got 2 figures that look like us that come out, like most cuckoo clocks do. And what happens is our characters have these paths that they have to go throughout this entire level, and we have to do things. Oh, you had the teleportation, didn't you?
Yes. Though I could leave. What I could do is
you could leave a copy of yourself.
A copy of myself at one place,
and then
go somewhere else, and then go
teleport
back to that copy.
Yes.
So and that had to be used a bunch.
Yeah. So we have to help ourselves get through this path.
Yeah.
and there's all these things blocking the path, and I either have to do a reverse time to get him through, or hold a door open, or he
Or
would
both,
have,
honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'd have to reverse time. I'd have to put a teleporter down. He'd have to forward time. I'd have to put a teleport back to it. It was really interesting. The bird cage, we had to get a key. I had to put a teleport underneath the cage. He had to reverse time to make it drop. And then I had to teleport into the cage. Like, it was very interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like really like seriously the force co-op and the way that they make you use your powers together is really awesome.
Yeah.
And it really does force you to work together. Like there was a lot of times where we had to be like, all right, on 3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun with this level. There was no boss. At the end, it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
The whole clock explodes.
Yes.
It's fucking insane. Like, you're just... And time is going slow-mo at some points. You're making platforms for me that exploded.
And I had to like reverse time to get things to go to a certain way, and then
Yeah, we had
keep
to
doing
fight.
time.
So
and-
basically, the clock is the enemy, and the clock at the end is just trying to destroy us.
Yes.
And then it's not a boss fight, though. We don't have to fight
No.
anything. We just have to get through this, like, Tomb Raider type thing, Indiana Jones, where you're just running from objects.
Which there was a couple of Indiana Jones
Yeah.
sections of this game too,
Yeah.
where you're running away from a giant thing behind you, like ah.
Yeah. So in this part of the game, you're just fucking, you're doing that. You get to the end, you get your 2 people together, and you get 1 piece.
Yes.
And then the next part, he takes you again to a couch and literally straps you down.
Yeah, he
It's
straps you
kinda
down to
fucking
this
weird.
this red heart couch.
Yeah, it's the casting couch. That's
No,
what
the
it
casting
was.
couch is black leather. I
Well,
mean, I don't know what
Well,
the casting
it's
couch.
one of the many casting couches.
I've never watched any casting couch.
Woo!
Woo!
So
I don't watch porn.
you're on this couch. You're on this casting couch, and he's like, "Good work, guys, you did it!" And then you're still fucking bickering back and
Yeah.
forth. It's like, well, if he wasn't fat and fucking lazy, if she wasn't a fucking whore. Like, it's nonstop with these 2.
Yeah,
So then he makes you go to your first place where you got engaged.
it was the first family vacation, the place you got engaged, and like one other thing. Like, like it was a place that you'd visited many times throughout your relationship and had a lot of important relationship memories. And you had a snow globe of
That place. And you
were
were inside the snow globe.
yes.
So, and it's like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
So it's weird, though. It's fucking weird.
Before we get any further, every time we complete one of these levels, like when we completed the clock level, the cuckoo clock that hadn't been working for years
Oh, yeah.
finally started working, and her daughter picked it up.
Rose and her genius, she's like, Mom, look, the cuckoo clock works, and she's fucking sleeping. And I'm like, Rose, call a fucking ambulance.
She thinks her mom's just taking a nap. Why the fuck would you call an ambulance?
She's not even trying to wake her up. She's just going, Mom, look.
It's only been
Look,
like,
Mom.
even though it's been 14 hours for us, it's
I know,
only
I
been
know,
like 2 hours.
But she tries to wake her up in the lamest. She's like, Mom, look,
Yeah.
I'm so sad and lonely. I have a clock.
Well, and
Mom.
she's like, she puts the clock up on the wall, and she's like, Mom's gonna be so happy when she wakes up and sees this.
And then you're like, I'm not sleeping, I'm dying. My heart stopped 20 minutes ago. Please call a fucking ambulance!
We did say that it was kind of funny that she had such a strong English accent because Cody doesn't have an accent, and if he's always the one home,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have
And
the
it's weird
mom's
because
accent.
it never says where they're at. I assume England.
They might be
They
in
have to
England.
be in
Yeah.
England because the fact that she has the English accent is such a strong...
Which I guess would be the reason why Cody doesn't have an accent, because he's always home.
Yeah.
And he's never around a lot of people.
Yeah, so it could be that she's picking up from school and
That's
from her
true.
mom and all that. But my guess is England.
Yeah.
Because also the snowy mountain that they went to doesn't really look like somewhere in America.
That's true, too.
It does look like somewhere like up northern Europe.
That's true,
So that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. But yeah, you're on the snow mountain. You get some cool powers in this one. So you get ice skates, so you can ice
Yep.
skate. What was the powers? The power was... Did we get powers in this one?
I don't
think
know if
we did.
No, it's just the skating.
Yeah, so you got skating, you got to go underwater in this one too.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff, and this one was insane. The towns were cool.
Huge. And this one was the most open of all the levels.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was piles of snowballs everywhere, and you could pick up snowballs, and you could throw snowballs at each other and it'd knock each other down.
Yeah, this wasn't the one. This was the one with the gusts of wind.
Yes.
So at the end of the level where you had to get through, there was a power.
I don't think there's power on this one.
Are you sure? Or again, I'll look up, man.
Yeah,
it's
because
hard to remember.
There
'cause
was like
so
there was all
much.
those like things to fly through when you're skating, and it would give you gust of wind to launch you even further and stuff.
No. When they were coming at you, I mean, weren't we getting through it with the power?
Oh, the magnets. This is the
That's
magnet
right.
level.
We got magnets.
Okay, so yes,
Yes.
this one we each got one side of the magnet.
I got the blue. No, I got the red.
Yeah, and I got the blue. or whichever way it was.
No, I got the blue.
Okay,
No,
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think I got the red. It's opposite of our hair and shirt color, so I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. So we got magnets, and we could use them in different ways. If we did on the opposite thing on the ground slam, you could like launch yourself up. You could pull yourself towards something. You pull things towards you.
Yep. So you either had to push or attract depending on what magnet you were using, and you had to use magnets together. I was
obviously the negative part.
And then we could use magnets on separate sides of the screen at the same time and bash into each other in the middle. We had to do that a few times.
Yeah, because we had to go up the mountain.
Yeah.
And you would be like, "May, hold on to me," and I'm like, "Well, my magnet's just doing it."
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so this level was really cool. It had a lot of ingenious, like skiing, ice skating. My favorite mini game was this one. It was like a shuffleboard game that Steve was really fucking bad at. It was really funny.
I was bad at a couple of these mini games. I won all the first like 4 mini games
and then
flawlessly, and then didn't win a single one after that.
He won the button mashing one, so
yes. I could button mash faster than you can.
But yeah, so in this level,
so ladies,
yes. Yeah.
No.
Men.
I'll push all your buttons.
So you go through this, you're skiing, skating, doing all this junk. You finally make it through to the end. Yes. Who's the boss in this one? There was a boss in this one. No, there wasn't.
No.
So this was a weird one because we get to a part where there's this giant frozen creature.
Mm-hmm.
And we both think, like, even Cody says, like, good thing that thing's frozen. And immediately I think, oh, that's going to be our boss. Yeah. Right? No. It's just a giant frozen creature.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it must be an Easter egg.
It must have been an Easter egg.
I have no idea
something.
from what, but
it must have been like, because I think this is the studio's 3rd or 4th game they made, so I'm guessing they had Easter eggs for all their games.
More than likely, and this was probably from one of them.
Yeah.
But like literally, it seemed like you would fight this monster, and you don't, because you're just literally using it to platform.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. But yeah, this also had the underwater, like you said.
Yeah, so you get through the top part of this, because your goal is to make it to the top of the mountain.
Yes. Because we had to ring all the bells to unfreeze the town.
Yep, and then we did that, and then we have to go to the candy factory.
Yes.
And activate the candy
activate all the candy machines, which all the candy machines were drilling underneath in the ocean, and we had to hold the crank with the magnets.
Yeah.
And get it over while there's this giant like angler fish down there trying to
destroy us.
Scott got eaten by her a lot.
Once
or twice.
Once. I was like, get out of here. And then after that is the mountain part. We have to get through this snowy part. Constantly like drips coming at us, so we can't just keep going. And we have to do like different magnet things. I have to grab on at one point. He has to grab onto me. He has to grab on at one point. I have to grab onto him. Yep. We go up the mountain. We finally make it to an elevator. Yes. We go all the way up, and we're like, oh, this is where I got engaged. And Cody was like, I was so nervous. And she was like, what? You were? And I'm like, shut up, May. You fucking knew. Shut the fuck up.
And then there was like, they were talking about like their first Christmas there as a family because they went back there. And
then I talked about all the dicks I sucked there.
He was saying like, he's like, I think you got my gift here. And she's like, I forgot your Christmas gift at home actually, and I had to buy one here because I knew you'd be sad. He's like, I would have been fine just getting it home later. He's like, what did you do with the presents that you had gotten me though? And she's like, I gave them to you the next year.
I was like, wow, he does not explore the house a lot.
No.
He does not even look. I hid them in the pantry.
Well, like to be honest though, like living with someone, you don't always look for stuff. Like I hid the engagement ring from Jin for like 6 months just in one of my computer drawers.
Oh. Well, I mean,
she never went into it.
I hid our engagement ring in our freezer.
Oh yeah,
in the fridge that wasn't working.
Oh okay.
So there's no reason to go into that, but
yeah, why not?
But if it was hidden in the house proper, I probably would have found it.
But I mean, like they also weren't looking for it.
True.
Like if you're not looking for it, you're never gonna find it.
And she definitely didn't hide it in the pantries because he would have found it.
Yes,
because he's a fat fuck.
Fuck you. He's not even fat. He's just his character.
Look at his character.
His character was fat. We all just
So yeah, you get teleported again. And again, you're just like, as soon as the level's over, you're just like, fuck you, Cody, I'll fucking kill you. Thank you, man.
It's not that bad.
It gets pretty bad. You're like, why are you still bickering?
They're still bickering and they're still talking about getting divorced, but you can see that there's hints of.
And this is the part where they're actually coming, like this part is where I think they were going to get divorced for sure. Cause remember they're talking about like, yeah, you can bring May or Rose up here on this time. Oh yeah. And I can bring her up here.
Yeah. They were talking about separate vacations and separate Christmases.
That's cool. That's really healthy for a divorced couple.
Yeah.
That is extremely healthy. That's awesome. I hope they do get divorced now. This is going to be so healthy.
I'm going to say this now. Divorce is always a good thing. If you feel like you need to get divorced, it is always a good thing. You shouldn't awe when someone says they got divorced, because if if a couple feels like they need to separate, then they need to separate. If they're unhappy, they're just unhappy.
That was Steven's PSA.
That was my PSA to all of you.
Divorce is awesome, guys. Get it.
No, I'm not saying a divorce is awesome. I'm just saying that if you feel like you aren't happy with each other,
or if your neighbor's hot.
That's not a good reason for a divorce.
So anyway, you get through this level, and now it gets to not passion. Passion's the last one.
No, it's passion for him and then passion for her.
Oh, is it passion for both? I thought it was commitment.
Or it's passion and then commitment, but it's his passion and then her passion, I thought.
Okay, so
because his passion that he left out and didn't finish was the garden.
Yeah, I was just so confused about this. I'm like, really? Your passion is the garden?
Well, he always...
Come on, buddy.
Like, when he got the house, he said that he was going to start a garden.
He did.
And he did start the garden, and it was doing really well, and he had, like, a mold problem. He got rid of the moles, and then he kept on having these other things, but he just got lazy with it, and he said that he stopped because she didn't appreciate it, and
I was like, wow, well, fuck off, get out of here.
Yeah.
I stopped because your ass didn't care about me.
Yeah.
No, you stopped because you're a lazy fuck. Look how fat you are.
Which it did kind of go in with the book, and he was even kind of saying this throughout the level, like, you had this expectation in your mind of her always giving you props for this amazing work you were doing when you were doing it because you loved to do it. And then you lost your passion. That was the one
time where I was like, the book is actually right on this.
Yeah,
this makes so much. Why the fuck do you care what she thinks about your fucking garden?
Yeah. Like with this podcast, if my wife never listened to it or never watched it, it wouldn't be a big deal because it's my passion.
That's it. We're done.
And like, if she does watch it or listen to it, awesome. If she gives me feedback, even cooler.
If she yells from atop us, yeah, whatever.
But like, it's one of those things where you can't force expectations. And if you have these expectations of your significant other and they don't meet it, they're not an asshole just for not meeting that expectation.
Well, unless it's like, I expect you to do the laundry.
Well, no, you shouldn't expect it. You should, if you want them to do the laundry, just ask them. Like,
well,
hey.
The expectation is that, and saying that. I'm just saying, there's expectations are sometimes good. In this case, for expectations, it was really stupid. Like, he was really dumb. I will say that. That was so dumb. I quit because you never said you were proud of me. I'm like, okay, daddy issues.
Yeah, that was really dumb. And it comes with the territory of couples who like really don't feel loved or appreciated. Like, they both felt strenuous, and like throughout each one, like especially throughout this level,
felt loved.
May kept on.
She had a lot of guys. She felt loved. She was hot.
Throughout this level, like when he was talking about the plants and how much he loved these plants and stuff throughout the level, May kept on like, wow, I really didn't know that you felt this way and this strongly about these things. Like, why did you stop?
And then she'd be like, well, it looks like you ate all your plants, bud.
You're such a dick.
Yeah, like, literally halfway, it'd be a really nice comment.
I know.
And you'd be like, oh, wow, May's really turning. And then she'd say something fucked up and you'd be like, there she is.
Yeah, like there's so many times where like,
May was the worst one. She was the reason they're getting divorced for sure.
It was really harsh, which...
She was my favorite. I loved her. She was great. That was amazing.
We picked our characters really well because dynamically we're kind of the same way.
It was funny. It was really funny.
I'm more lighthearted and like, I want love people. And Scott's like, I'm just living my life.
I'm just
be happy.
Fuck off.
Or fuck off.
Fuck off near me, please. But yeah, May had a lot of boyfriends. May, during the game, she just kept saying like, I sucked this guy's dick. Look at that guy over there. I got that guy too. And Cody was like, why are you telling me all this?
You sucked 36 dicks? I'm 36. Wait, I'm 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks in a row?
Don't try not to suck any dicks on your way out. If you've never seen Clerks, watch Clerks.
Yes, you need to watch Clerks.
So yeah, in this level, you're in a garden. So your
Yes.
goal in this one, this one's cool. I get like a little water machine.
Yes.
He got the ability to turn into plants.
So
actually really
that
interesting.
green thing on the top of my head actually extended out to a plant that could grab things and punch things.
Yeah, and also he could go into like, I could water this pot. He could go in and he become the plant that's
Yes.
supposed to be growing in the pot.
So I became a cactus that shot needles out of its
Oh, yeah, that was
arms
cool.
like a turret.
we were fighting, the hell were we fighting? Like these weird jellyfish things that were spouting out young from its anus.
Yeah, that was, I don't even know exactly. There was just some random
But before
enemies.
that, we had to fight moles.
Yes.
We had to go like, again, another Indiana Jones moment where you just had to run from the moles. It was
That
was
one,
so cool.
that was the coolest
Oh,
Indiana
yes,
Jones moment
yes.
because it kept on changing the view types too. It did like 2D side scrolling, and then it would do a 3D where we're running and the things behind us.
And we would have no idea if we died or not. Like it gets that close to us, and we
Yeah.
can't even see ourselves.
Oh,
And we're
God.
dead, and we're like, holy fuck!
And then you go on these jumps, and then like a mole would jump at you too, and it would go slow motion.
Yeah.
And it was
my
fucking
favorite was
sweet.
there. So sometimes you have these two like walls that hang parallel to each other. And you
Yeah.
have to jump between the walls to get up. And we're doing that with one of these walls, and the mole is just forcing its way through it.
Yeah, just-
oh, it was
I'm gonna
scary.
fucking kill-
Yeah, it was so cool. That was the moles were really
Yeah,
cool
because
in
we
this.
had to keep quiet for a while.
Oh yeah. He had to turn into grass, and I had to like because there were a bunch of
Little like chip things that were like
it was,
really
it
like
was poop.
It wasn't.
It was poop for sure. It was there.
It was this like
hardened feces. That's what it was.
it was
It was
this
like
like
these
curved hardened
Shells of like
shells
acorns and shit.
that they were really loud when you stepped on them, and it had this quiet meter that we both
Yeah.
had to keep quiet on.
And well, for me specifically, because you were grass at this point,
Yes.
so I had to stand on top of the grass so I wasn't breaking the shells.
Yeah.
And then I just run through sometimes.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Like that part of the game was a lot. And then after that, we get to ride frogs,
Yes,
which was really cool.
that was cool.
We get to ride on top of these frogs, and this is also really funny. He jumps on one, and it's like, you're too fat for me. Get the fuck off.
Yeah, and it's before I even get on it, it's like, can you actually go on the other one? Hey, can you handle this guy today? My back's really sore. And then she gets on the frog, and it didn't do anything. And then I jump on the other frog, and it's like, oh god.
And the frog is like, "Oh, you're much lighter." It's just like it's so. Like, there was a lot of. It
yeah.
wasn't just me calling him fat.
No,
it wasn't
it was-
just me calling him
Yeah.
fat. It was everything.
So yeah, we had to do the frogs, and then we did is this the spiders too?
So yes,
Yes.
this is a big part of the game.
Yes.
This was actually there was a lot that happened.
Yeah.
So you go through the frogs, you go through, you jump on stuff. The spiders might have been before that. I don't remember exactly.
I think it was frogs, then spiders, and then we got
Inside
to
the
joy.
garden. Yeah, so it's frogs. You had to like jump on lily pads and grab things. You had to go up this little thing.
Yeah, there was this path where I had to jump using the frog along this path while he had to shoot water into
Yeah.
things to give me platforms to jump on.
Yeah, and then he had to activate a button on the other side to give me
Yeah.
those same platforms. It was actually really cool.
Oh yeah.
So going through this part was really cool, and then we end up on like a spider.
Yeah, we free a spider, and I gave May the first spider, and then we capture another spider.
Or capture. We
Or
just
not
ride
capture.
him.
We rescued
It's like
another
a
spider.
what did he say? It was a brown.
It's
It's not a recluse. It's a
they were modeled after brown recluses because brown recluses also kill their the female spider kills the husband.
yeah. And May was like, "Hey, that's kind of sexy."
And they brought that up. So they actually found 2 spider young, which we didn't know that at first, and they help us get around until
Yeah,
we
so
find
we
the
can, like,
mommy spider.
We can shoot webs. We can jump on. We can like jump underneath things, kind of like I had with the grab boots
Yep.
earlier. It was actually really cool.
Oh yeah, and the camera orientation on this one was
Yeah.
kind of crazy and like disorienting at
We
times.
would have to
We're
go
like,
in
whoa.
completely separate directions sometimes
Yep.
and activate buttons for each other. And yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. This one was a lot of fun.
And then so we get to the mom spider, and then she
Takes you
gives
to,
us she gives us a string to get to this next area.
Yeah.
And the next area is when we get to the actual garden house.
Oh yeah, and by the way, we're cleaning up this weird purple goo
yeah.
all throughout this that's been poisoning the plants at
Yes.
this point.
And so we get to the plant room. We replant all of the plants in the greenhouse.
Yeah,
And then the first flower that I ever planted, Cody ever planted,
he named it.
was Joy.
He named it.
Yes,
He
and
named a flower.
Joy has been infected by whatever this thing is, and we need to help her out. So we have to fight all these like little tiny
He turns
things.
into a tomato, a potato.
Yeah, and I'm rolling around as a tomato and potato, and I have to bash things while he has to
clear the goo underneath. Yeah. It's
so I have
really
to
hard.
destroy everything, and then
she would randomly come up, and he would have to get on her back.
I would have to get inside of her.
Oh, that's right.
And
He
I'd
would
take
have to
control of her. And like I would actually be talking, and it would be talking through her face.
Yeah, and then I would have to hit her.
Yeah, you would have to hit with your sickle because you also had the sickle.
Yeah, I had a sickle and I had a little
water
water
gun.
spout.
And so he had to knock off all the infected parts of her, and then she finally came back to life. And
She's like, I'm Joy, and I'm like, you're a fucking plant.
And
He shouldn't have
then-
named you. You're a fucking plant.
this is where he says like he's going to actually finish the garden. And he realizes that he can't rely on her appreciation to keep going with his passions.
He understands. And then after the game ends, he actually burns the garden down.
No.
So you're gonna see that a lot of everything that we had to engage got burned down because I burned it down.
God damn it. Just never listen to what Scott says about these games.
So then we are on the last level finally. So that was the
Yes.
last boss fight. This is something I did not like about this game. There
You
wasn't-
wanted another boss
I
fight.
wanted another boss fight. I almost wanted us to collaborate on defeating the book.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, because the final part of this would have been like you have to come together to defeat me, and the only way to defeat
we both
me is
did
together.
think that we were going to find all 4 pages and then have one last
yeah,
mission.
because that made sense.
Yes.
But it didn't go that way at
No.
all. But this mission was pretty cool. So this one, now May's turn to be passionate. And for some reason, it's about her singing. Like, this is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
He made such a big deal. He's like, you've got a beautiful voice. And she's like, yeah, but singing's
So
not my fucking
apparently
job.
she used to sing, and she used to sing in groups, and she used to be a performer. But when she became an engineer, she stopped singing completely.
Which makes sense, because you're an engineer
Yeah.
making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yes,
You're doing
exactly.
great, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe even millions.
But she stopped singing entirely, and she lost her passion for a lot of the things that weren't just her work.
Yeah.
And so this was her branching out, and this was about her regaining passion in things other than just her work.
Yeah.
And it was about her like realizing there's more important things than just work.
This was a thing on Avengers, too.
Yes.
I was Black Bolt, and he was Captain America.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had singing powers. If you don't know who Black Bolt is,
His whole powers is his voice.
Yep.
So I could like shoot voice things to hit things. I could sing to calm
Open
things
doors.
down and open doors.
or charm.
Yeah,
things.
charm the
And then
snake
I had a
microphones.
symbol, like a drum cymbal, that I used like a Captain America shield that I threw, and it came back at me.
Yeah.
Which was fucking sweet.
So I would say like a good hit on Marvel. Right
Oh no,
here.
like seriously,
For sure.
especially because like seriously, like Black Bolt. If you don't know the
Oh
character,
yeah, and Cody said like I'm like a superhero.
yeah, they even said that
And
during
I think
the
May
level.
said like something like you're like a super zero.
Yeah.
She made a joke. I'm like 1 minute, May. 1 minute. Give him one
Seriously.
fucking compliment.
No wonder he doesn't feel like he has any passion or love, because you just fucking dig at him every chance
May
you
was my
get.
favorite. It's so good. Keep him down, May. Keep him down. Show him who wears
Fucking
the
giddy
pants.
shot every 4 seconds.
Yeah. So this was a really cool level because you had to do 4 different things in this level. You had to collect mics, collect the
Lights.
So 3 things: lights, mics, and speakers.
Audience and then the orchestra.
Oh yeah, the audience and orchestra. So the 5 things.
5 things.
So
Because it said 4
originally,
at first.
It said 3 at first. Remember?
Oh yeah, I did say 3
And
at
then
first.
it's like, well, we need a band, and then you have to go get the band. We need an audience,
Yeah.
and you're like, come on, dude, we don't
Yeah.
need any of this.
Which we were like, we thought it was only 3, so I at the 4th thing, we're like, all right, we'll do another one. Then we get done with that, we're like, we just did everything you said.
All right. So then, yeah, we have to. It's really cool. The speakers are the first thing. You have to go
Yep.
into an old jukebox.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, my grandpa owned this, and then you fucking destroy it. You literally go in and you just start
Well, and
ripping
inside the
apart shit,
jukebox, there's like other instruments inside
Yeah.
the jukebox and stuff, which was kind of funny.
and you're destroying circuitry in there, and you're like, this was my grandpa. He would be so happy to know we're using
Yeah,
it.
which all the stuff in this one, and this is the part where you actually make a beat to.
Yeah. No, that's a little later.
Oh, that's the lights level.
yeah,
That is
that's the lights level. So this part, you're just going through. You get your speakers. It's not long.
No.
Microphones are
like the snakes.
Yeah, the snakes. So you have to fight microphones next. You go through. Wait, is microphones next? No, it's lights next.
Whatever it is.
Whatever. So the microphones you go through, they're snakes. The microphones are snakes for some reason. Who fuck
And
knows why?
he would have to sing to charm them, and it
Yeah.
would open up circuitry thing inside, and I would have to throw the shield to destroy it.
Yeah, and then we had a giant one
that was chasing us.
Indiana Jones moment. We had to run away from it. And then it's the lights one. For the lights one, this is where we had to jump on the drums to jump and stuff.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like.
Yeah, and we had to like adjust the circuitry and stuff. I became part of the TV. You had to like do something with that.
That's
remember?
Right.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff like that. It was all weird. It was really cool, really mesmerizing. You get to jump up to these light stands, go up really high, and that was really cool.
Oh, and then you had to control lights, and I had to go into the darkness.
Yeah. Like I had 2 lights that I was controlling, and if
two
you
spotlights.
stepped in darkness, he would get hurt.
Yeah,
but it never really looked like it hurt you.
So it would give me 1 tick before it damaged me, and we always got back into the light before I actually got damaged.
Yeah, and at some points I would have to build a bridge with 1 light. I would have to shine it on this thing to bring up a bridge. He would have to go on there. I'd have to shine the light back on him. Shine the other light on the other bridge. Yep. Yeah.
Which, like a lot of, like seriously, like the level designs in this game, I can't
really good.
Fucking tell you how amazing this is. Like, if you like any of what we're saying, fucking play this.
Yeah, you'll like it. I mean, even if you don't like what we're saying about the game, honestly, if you give it a try, you will love it.
I don't know anyone who wouldn't like this game.
Yeah. So then we have to get an orchestra. So now it gets fucking weird. It gets weirder than it was. Now we can fly.
Yes.
So how do we fly again?
It's like this jetpack thing that we have. It's a
fucking jetpack. It was sweet.
It's like the thing that you use for tones to pick your tones, like the pitch.
Was that what it was?
I think that's what it was on our backs. And like we had this thing that blew into them to give us air.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. That's what it looked like to me. I'm not entirely sure. It was some sort of like thing on our back that looks like some sort of like mouth instrument or something that you used.
We still had our other powers too. He still had a shield. I still had my voice.
Yes.
So we had to go through and save an orchestra of clothes. It was just
they were an invisible orchestra, and you could just see their clothes and like their gloves.
Yeah. So you had to go.
And they were in these giant bird cages.
They were kidnapped by Satan
and devils.
And
devils, they were devils. They weren't Satan.
But Satan controls them, I'm sure.
Sure.
So they did say devils, and he's like, oh, "Are we in heaven then?"
Yeah.
Because they kept saying like, "Devils in heaven? What the hell's going on?"
We were all in a cloudy, light, loving place, so it was kind of like heaven with devils. And the devils had these people captured, and so
bird cages.
We had to go and fight the devils and destroy the devils until we
one of them
found a key.
Yeah, there's one of them we had to kill a bunch of them until we found a key, and the other one we had to like hit clouds to clear the bottom of fog.
Yeah, I would have to hit a cloud. He would hit clouds to move them. I would hit clouds to make them cry, which would be making them rain. And there was a bunch of fog, and there was 2 hidden spots in the ground where they were hiding with the keys that we had to uncover.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
Yeah, that was probably the most annoying of all the puzzles that we did.
So then we're like, okay, we're done. We're finally done. And then he's like, hold on! You got to get yourself an audience! And you're like, fucking fuck.
And this entire time, May's like, I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing.
Yeah.
I don't want to sing.
I'm like, why are you making her uncomfortable, guys? So then, but it was weird because your power is to sing. So you're singing throughout the entire fucking level. You go into this club.
Yeah,
it's a light stick club.
It's a glow stick club with all these clip-on glow sticks.
The people are glow sticks.
And you walk in up to like the
bouncer.
The bouncer.
He's like, no, kids, you're not coming in here.
And we're like, no, we're adults. He's like, then show us your ID. And May's like, we forgot it at home. And he's like, that's what they all say.
Yeah, and then
Dr. Hakim comes in. He's like, hey, we're here for the party.
They're my patients.
And they're like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize. And lets us in.
And then Cody's being a dick. He's like, yeah, you better let us in.
Yeah,
I'm like, Cody, no, bad Cody.
And so Dr. Hakim goes to the dance floor, and we have to go
up on the dance
to the DJ stand.
Yeah.
And we have to do all these like mini games like guitar.
No. So before that, we had to so to get to the fucking club, you have to go through this whole convoluted thing. Remember, you had to go through this huge thing before the club?
Oh, yeah.
It was so ridiculous. You have to go through this huge, like, a bunch of platforming, a bunch of stuff. You finally make it to the club. Then you're in the DJ booth.
Yes.
And everyone leaves because you're late.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't blame you.
And Dr. Hakim's out there, and he's
dancing.
He's gyrating. He actually says that he's like hip thrusting and gyrating. He's like, look at these gyration moves right here. Look at how good I am. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
And then you have to make a hit song.
Yep.
With Dance Dance Revolution.
Yep. So we have to do all these things where we have to like scratch records and like change the equalizer, and then we had to do
fog.
Like we had to go to this like little dance section.
It's where strippers would dance.
And yeah, where go-go dancers would be. And then
It was Dance Dance Revolution. Like, it would just have the falling, like, instead of the arrows, it would be X, B, Y, A. And I'm like, wow, another.
And then our characters would be dancing while they did that.
And they were not staring at Cody.
No, because his dance moves were.
And May, however, they were like,
wooden doll in a sweater.
And, they're just like, she looks like she gives 37 blowjobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more than 37 blowjobs, just to 37 different people.
Yeah. So then you get that done. Everyone's dancing. You got your audience.
Yep.
The book like kidnaps them all.
Yeah, he brings them in like through the chords.
Yeah.
And like we travel through the actual like
universe
aux cord into
the Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
So now we're on Rainbow Road, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Oh god.
So it's like
you're literally
racing down.
sliding on it. And it's so easy to fall off, just like Rainbow Road is.
So after Rainbow Road, you're going through the universe. Like, you get sucked into like this white hole of sorts.
Yeah.
And you go through and you're in space and you're like, it's beautiful. Cody, it's so beautiful. And he's like, you're right, May. Maybe you shouldn't have sucked those 37 cocks.
God damn it.
So you go through, you make it back to the stage, and she's still, this is a really lame part. I hated this part because it's this whole dramatic bullshit.
It's this long scene where we have to watch each character walk to a certain spot.
Yeah, it's like you're watching like the background of the band playing, and they're walking to the stage to play in front of everyone. By the way, you were just in a dance club. You're playing some hot music in a dance club, right? Okay, so you make it to the stage. So first, I'm walking.
Yep.
And I still don't want to sing. I look in a mirror and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? And then I walk out, and then I get to a point where now it's him walking.
Yep. And then I'm walking up on this like platform.
Rafters.
And I get, I think, to this switch.
Yeah, to the switch to turn on the lights.
To turn on the lights. And I turn on the lights, and then you're on the stage.
I'm on the stage, and then I start singing.
Which is not exactly that.
It is.
But it's so fucking
it's so
close. Like,
it's not even funny.
I brought it up, like, the first time I heard her, like, open her mouth, I was like, God, this sounds like Frozen. And Scott's like, it does!
This is where I was like, man, they should have wrote a song.
Yeah, they really should have.
Because it would have been really cool to hear her
She
sing
literally
a real
just goes,
song.
she just
once, and then you're somehow flying.
Yep, they're flying in the air, and they meet up in the air, and then they start holding each other, and then they actually meet for a passionate kiss.
Oh, and before that, she's like, is that a lump of clay, or are you happy to see me? He's like, it's a lump of clay.
I took my foot and put it there.
So you have this passionate kiss, and then you become big again.
Yes,
You're
you wake
big.
up in your bodies.
So this is where it's the end of the game. This is where we were unhappy, because we're like, A, either a boss fight, or B, make us control the real people.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make us control the real people.
Either or would have been a great end to this game, but instead they just made it a giant cutscene, and I did not like that about this. Is the one part of the game where I'm like, you could have done more.
I wish there was a bigger boss battle, but I still like the way that it ended.
Even without the boss battle, I just, instead of making that a cutscene, make it an interactive part where we can actually do something. Yeah,
that's true. So yeah, we were big again. We go up to our daughter's room. We find the note that she had written there. We realize it's a note of, I'm running away. Yeah. I'm the reason you guys aren't happy. So
and then
you guys can
reading
be.
This note, I'm like, yep, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yep, actually, you are the reason I'm unhappy.
I was like, so she's like, I'm the reason you guys are upset and always fighting. So you guys could be friends again. You don't have to worry about me. I have my pocket money for a bus ride.
Yeah, and then we high five and we're like, yeah, we got rid of her.
No, so we run to the bus and we get to the bus stop not long after she got there.
This is why I was like, what was the point in this whole thing? Because it's like way close to when she got there. I was hoping to have like more of a search and rescue kind of feel in this part.
I was kind of wondering the same thing.
More dramatic.
The ending did feel slightly rushed.
Yeah, it felt like they just didn't want to think of something else. I get it. It was a long game, and it was like a lot of levels were long. But in this last part, give it 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes of interactive play, 30 minutes of a boss battle, 30 minutes of something, not a cutscene, because cutscenes are cool and all for end of games, but this just felt like we did all this work for no gratification.
Yeah.
Besides, now we're together.
And we told our daughter that it wasn't about her and that we can find ways to be together again and blah, blah, blah. And then they're holding hands and walking with their daughter back home.
She asked us, did you kill my elephant? And we were like, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we did.
We never said
that. Be glad that was plan B, because plan A was rape.
That was his plan. Never my plan.
Plan A.
All his plan.
But no, as you're walking away, Cody's just like, all right, Rose, hypothetical question. Your mom and me are on a plane. Your mom's standing on top fighting a giant squirrel. Who wins?
And she's like, Mommy, of course.
And she's like, yeah, Mommy, of course. And,
yeah.
And May's like, Cody, you're ridiculous, and I love that about you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you don't.
And
No, you fucking don't.
I thought the ending was touching as hell. It
I
was
wanted
so
more.
sweet.
I
wanted more too.
I wanted conflict, I think.
But
I did
like
thing.
I did
and
like
then she's like,
that
I
they
found
had-
this book in the trash. I'm like, you're about to find it in a burn pile.
Yeah, because they bring up the book to the daughter.
Yeah.
They're like, where did you even get this?
My friend was getting a quickie behind a dumpster,
dude.
and she handed it to me. And she said, this is how you get quickies.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, that must be what Dad and Mom need.
So that is the game.
The game. That's it. Wait. We have a button for this.
Oh.
Wait, no, wait. Is this boo? That's not boo.
What are you looking for?
Is there a boo button? It's gotta be a boo button.
Wasted.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there's the sad music.
We'll
You
do
put the sad piano.
at the end of the game. As it turned out, Rose died of a drug addiction.
And May actually was cheating beforehand.
No, 37 dicks.
And the guy that she was cheating on in her work office.
Had 37 dicks.
I'm trying to be sad. He came over because he was tired of May not coming and sleeping with him anymore. That he came over and killed Cody.
Yeah, it was great actually.
And then
May laughed.
he killed May too.
Oh, well, but May did not laugh during that part.
No.
Rose was already dead from drug addiction. So.
Yes.
So
then-
all well
and
that
then-
ends well.
And then he killed all of her toys.
Yes.
All of them.
All of them.
And Joy, the plant, and he killed Moon Baboon.
Yeah, you got her. You got her good. All right, guys, that was the end of the game. Yay, we did it.
Yes.
All right, now to our final section.
Worth, or nah?
Worth or nah?
Fucking worth.
I'm gonna go nah.
Fuck you. Fucking worth. Full.
Like I said earlier, literally, you could take out all the story of this game and just play it based on mechanics
Yeah.
like you would maybe like a Minecraft
seriously.
game. It'd still be fun as shit.
No, seriously, like, honestly, like, even if you don't care about the whole divorce love story of this at all, the gameplay of this alone,
Yeah.
it's not even a full price game. It's a $40 game.
Only one of you has to buy it because the other person
Yeah,
can
literally.
download friend pass. So you could do $20 game. You both
Yeah.
split it.
Both spend $20 on
Yeah.
it, you split it, and oh my god, I can't tell you enough. This is probably one of my, like, up there in, like, my top games. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It
so
was so fun.
good.
So fun. And it's long, which is a cool part.
Yeah,
'Cause a lot
it
of
was
these
like-
games are very short.
I want to say it was 14 hours.
Yeah, and a lot of these games are very short, so it doesn't feel like you're getting much out of it. But this game was actually long and fun.
Yeah, and seriously, for a $40 game being 14 hours of insanely good and clean gameplay,
Yeah.
especially for
Great
an EA
dialogue.
original.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? EA is finally
drops-
getting their shit together.
Well, let's not judge.
And there's no microtransactions in this EA
wait,
game.
Let's wait for the next Star Wars game and see how bad they are then.
I don't think they're doing another.
If they do, we'll see
yeah.
how bad it is then. We'll see if they've improved. Yeah, I mean, this game is totally worth it. I think we both
yeah.
are in agreement. The only thing that we didn't like was the end boss, how there was no end boss or no
Yeah.
end, like, real climactic scene.
Like, we only had probably 5 things in this entire game to even have the slight things that we didn't
yeah,
like.
and I mean, I was a little disturbed. I will admit that I had to seek therapy after we killed the elephant. But,
Yeah, that was dark as fuck. Was not expecting that at all.
Really
That
dark.
was so dark.
So this game, it throws you for loops. You're like, man,
Yeah.
this is actually really cool that it did this thing instead of this thing. Like, I didn't expect to have a Street Fighter fight in this game.
No, like so much of this, and it just catches you by surprise. And the ways that it forces you to actually work together, like this, like a lot of co-op games. You can have, like, if I play co-op Halo with my wife, I used to play Halo all the time. I'm way better. I've played every Halo
Wow.
on Legendary.
Wow, fuck you, Jen.
She's good at games too,
No,
but I'm better at
holy
shooters than she
shit.
is. But, like, in a lot of those games, I feel like I'm carrying the game. I'm killing most of the enemies, and she's not having as much fun. In games like this, where you're forced to work together, you can't
Each of
go
you-
without each other. You actually have to.
And like I said, you can actually, this game you can play through a second time as the opposite character.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that experience. Like, you do a lot of shit. Sometimes I'm like, Steven, what the fuck are you doing there? That doesn't look too hard. And you're just, it's fucking extremely hard.
Yeah.
Because all we're doing is looking at it. We're not playing that. But you can go back and do it on the other end of it. And you get the same story, but you get a completely different play mechanic out of the game.
Which is the same way it is in their A Way Out game, where you're two different people and you can pick which person you
Yeah.
are. But also in that one, you make decisions, and each person has a different decision, and you can make the decisions all based on one character, then go back and do all decisions based on the
Yeah.
other character, and play that other character too.
So yeah, this company is a really good company for making these co-op games.
Oh,
And if you guys
the
get a chance,
best.
honestly, buy this game. If it's ever on sale, eat it
Yeah,
up.
seriously,
Eat it
it's
up.
actually on sale on Amazon.
$30.
$30 if it's still on sale when you guys see it. But yeah, seriously, fucking just so worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's honestly, guys, you'd love this game. Just a couple lessons: don't rape your daughters.
Yeah, don't do that.
Please don't do that. Don't
Quit calling me fat.
don't call Cody fat. Apparently, he's really sensitive and a little bitch about it. May is really smart, intelligent, and sexy.
Yeah, she is.
Honestly, May was the best character in this game because she's just, even though she's kind of negative, like, I'm just like, your sexy voice is just making me just so not care about what you're saying right now.
I just seriously, like, there's not much I can find wrong with this
Yeah.
game. Like, critically, I don't see how much critics could find anything wrong with this
Yeah,
game. Like,
I think everybody who's played this game probably has loved it.
oh, seriously,
So,
I haven't heard
if you
anything
haven't,
bad so
fuck you.
far. Yeah.
This game is great, but that was it. That was the podcast.
Yes.
So next week's game is
A Link Between
A
Worlds.
Link Between Worlds, the Legend of Zelda game for the 3DS.
And this is actually one of our ones that got recommended to us in a
Yep.
TikTok video. I will be shouting that person out on that video. I can't remember the
On
name
a
at the
new video?
moment. On the next video.
On the next video.
On the
that's
next
it.
video. I can't
on the
remember.
Next,
Yeah.
On the next recording.
Yes. So on that episode, I will shout out that person
Yeah.
and make sure that they know that they are getting shouted
I
out.
think their name is Dingle McNuckbag.
I mean, probably not.
I think that's their name.
For sure.
Dingle McNuckbag, we're proud of you for your suggestion.
Which, if you guys have any other suggestions for us, we'd love to hear it. We actually got a couple of new suggestions recently too that we're going to be adding to our list.
Yep. We'll get it going. We have to. We're planning like 8 games ahead, so if you had a suggestion, we might move it around, but more
Yeah.
than likely it'll be a while before we get to it
Yes.
because we're trying to be more planning with this. So
Yeah, we're trying to plan more ahead. That way we have more time to actually finish these games because some of these games are long.
yeah.
And especially some of the ones you guys are asking us to do. Like, we've been asked to do Skyrim. We've been asked to do Minecraft, which they're like,
Minecraft.
Yeah, I
Story
know.
mode?
I guess so.
Oh, I don't know. Play Minecraft. All right, so this is a block sandbox game, and that's it. It's really fun.
We've been asked to do a couple of different RPG games that are like 30 hours long
Yeah.
at the very least. So we will get to them probably eventually, but those ones are going to take a long time. We try to play these games within a week. So
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to all of it. I mean, these games have been really fun for us. So if you guys have any more suggestions, please bring them at us.
And we will literally play pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Like, we both love playing
We're
just
talking
random
about
shit.
doing a hentai game. I really want to, guys. Because we were on Steam, at least I was, and you look at the top new games, and 3 of them were hentai games. And I was like, why the fuck are 3 top new games? They had to pay Steam a shit ton for this.
Yeah, we're going to be playing anything and everything. We're playing dating simulators.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing some racing games. We're going to play some sports games. We're going to play some fighting games.
Hentai.
We're going to play some horror games. We're going to play a bunch of indie games.
Hentai simulators.
We're going to play a hentai game at some point. We'll probably play a porn game at some
I
point.
want to so bad because they sound so fun.
I've already played one VR game. We might play...
Did you say VR porn game?
Oh, those are great.
Oh, shit.
Well, I haven't played a VR porn
It's so
game, but VR
interactive.
porn is great. And
Oh.
VR interactive porn I haven't done because I don't have the interactive system for that. But
Porn is great. Lessons learned.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, check us out on Spotify, on Stitcher, YouTube. Leave comments. Give us a suggestion or two. Leave ratings, anything. Apple Podcast. We're on everything, guys. Get to it.
And if we're not on something you want us to be on, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll try to get on that service too.
That seems kind of dumb, though, because you're listening to us on something else and you prefer to listen to us on something other than something you're already listening to us, but whatever.
That's a very valid point. Fuck you for making me feel stupid.
You gonna bring up our little things?
Oh, I could bring up our tags. Yes.
Right here. If you're on the YouTube, you see this. If you're not, well, you're listening on Spotify, and I like that too.
Boom.
All right, well, yeah, check us out at The Gooey Magoo on YouTube, Poser67 on YouTube, The Stephen McGee on TikTok, and The Gooey Magoo on Instagram.
Yes.
Or at The Gooey Magoo?
At The Gooey Magoo.
I'm sure they have to put in the at anyway, right?
If you go into Instagram and type in The Gooey Magoo, that's just everything's an at on Instagram.
I don't have an Instagram, guys. I'm not cool.
It's the same thing with TikTok. Like if you want to tag someone, you put at the Stephen McGee and at the Gooey Magoo. But if you type in my name, you'll
If we
find
ever
me.
get our first donation for this, then maybe I'll make an Instagram. But until then, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I don't even do a lot on Instagram. I'm going to do better at that. I know I keep saying I'm going to post a lot of stuff on the Instagram, and I haven't yet. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the next couple of weeks actually doing a lot more TikTok and a lot more Instagram so we can try to build our following a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, this is Soul of a Gamer signing out.
Bye. I love you.
No.
Yes, I do love them.
No.
Shut your worm out.